is a city of dreams, but it is also a city of shadows. Beneath the glittering skyline, the crowded local trains, and the relentless rush of everyday life, there exists another Mumbai, a city shaped by fear, power, loyalty, betrayal, and blood. This is the Mumbai that rarely appears in postcards. This is the Mumbai that grew quietly in narrow lanes, chawls, docks, and prison cells. This is the world that stretches from the grim walls of Byculla jail to the neon-lit streets of Bangkok. The story begins not with gangsters, but with opportunity. In the decades after independence, Mumbai was expanding rapidly. Migrants arrived daily, chasing work, survival, and dignity. The city could not accommodate everyone equally. Slums grew beside luxury buildings. Inequality became visible on every street. Where the system failed to provide protection and opportunity, parallel systems began to form. Crime did not arrive suddenly, it evolved. Smuggling was the first gateway. Gold, electronics, textiles, and foreign goods flowed into the city through its vast coastline. The docks became breeding grounds for illegal trade. Men who controlled labor unions, port workers, and transport routes slowly gained influence. At first, they were fixers. Then they became enforcers. Eventually, they became kings. One of the most feared names to emerge from this underworld was Haji Mastana. He was not loud or reckless. He dressed simply, spoke softly, and carried himself with dignity. He understood power differently. For him, fear was effective, but respect was permanent. He used smuggling money to help the poor, build mosques, and support workers. To many, he was a criminal. To others, he was a messiah. The police knew him. Politicians met him. Bollywood admired him. He represented the first phase of Mumbai's underworld, structured, strategic, and controlled. But power never stays still. As smuggling routes expanded, rivalries deepened. Another name began to rise, Karim Lala. Unlike Mastana, Lala ruled through raw intimidation. His men enforced loyalty through violence. Streets were divided into territories. Protection money became compulsory. Refusal meant punishment. The underworld was no longer operating quietly. It was asserting dominance openly. Byculla jail became the meeting ground for this dark universe. It was not just a prison, it was a command center. Inside its walls, gang leaders negotiated truces, ordered hits, recruited soldiers, and decided the fate of the streets. Jail did not weaken these men. It strengthened their networks. Among the many young men watching these powerful figures was a boy from Dongri, Dawood Ibrahim. Dawood grew up watching his father serve as a police constable. He saw both sides of authority, the uniform and its limitations. He was sharp, ambitious, and observant. He did not want to be a foot soldier. He wanted control. Early involvement in small crimes taught him the mechanics of fear and loyalty. But what truly set Dawood apart was vision. He understood globalization before the word became popular. When communal riots shook Mumbai in the early 1980s, the underworld fractured along religious lines. Trust collapsed. Alliances broke. Violence escalated. Dawood seized this moment. He eliminated rivals, absorbed smaller gangs, and built a centralized syndicate. Unlike previous dons, he ran operations like a corporation. Smuggling, extortion, betting, film financing, arms dealing, everything was systemized. Police pressure intensified. Dawood realized that survival required distance. That distance came in the form of Dubai. Dubai offered safety, money, and global access. From there, Dawood expanded operations across continents. Mumbai was no longer the center, it was just one node. His reach extended into Pakistan, the Middle East, Southeast Asia, and Europe. Crime became transnational. Meanwhile, Bollywood entered the picture. Films needed money. Underworld needed legitimacy. The partnership was natural and dangerous. Actors were threatened. Producers were coerced. Stories of phone calls, extortion demands, and forced casting became common whispers. The line between cinema and crime blurred. Then came the blasts. The 1993 Mumbai bombings changed everything. The underworld crossed a line that could not be erased. What was once seen as organized crime became terrorism. Public sympathy vanished. International agencies entered the chase. Dawood became a global fugitive. As enforcement tightened in India and the Middle East, Southeast Asia emerged as the next frontier. Bangkok became a crucial hub. Cheap living, loose regulations, and strategic location made it ideal. From Bangkok, operations extended into drug trafficking, fake passports, human trafficking, and money laundering. Indian gangsters reinvented themselves as international criminals. New names emerged. New gangs formed. The underworld no longer relied solely on muscle. Hackers, accountants, real estate agents, and politicians became part of the machinery. Crime adapted faster than law. Inside India, encounter killings reshaped the narrative. Police officers became legends. Criminals disappeared overnight. Some were guilty. Some were convenient targets. Justice became blurred. Fear shifted sides, but violence remained. Byculla jail slowly lost its centrality, but its legacy endured. The men who passed through its cells carried its lessons worldwide. Loyalty was temporary. Power was fragile. Betrayal was inevitable. The story of Mumbai's underworld is not just about criminals. It is about a city struggling with inequality, corruption, ambition, and survival. It is about how systems fail and alternatives rise. It is about how power adapts, relocates, and resurfaces. From narrow lanes of Dongri to five-star hotels in Bangkok, from prison corridors to international safe houses, this journey is a reminder that crime is never isolated. It mirrors society. It feeds on gaps. It evolves with opportunity. Byculla to Bangkok is not a straight line on a map. It is a transformation, of men into myths, of cities into networks, of local crime into global syndicates. And while faces change and borders shift, the core truth remains the same. Where there is unchecked power, there will always be shadows. And Mumbai, for all its dreams, will always carry them.